Good morning. Good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. It is Wednesday morning, 8:01 here on the East Coast, Ellijay, Georgia. You can always contact the show, 706-889-9700. You can text me there. You can send an email to chief@fetchernews.com. And you can also follow us on all the social media ways there on the screen. So, a lot to, as they say, what do they say? A lot to unpack, an hour and a half. Now, there are so many great moments in the State of the Union address, all right? What do you think? Send me a message, 706-889-9700. What do you think about this? What do you think about the State of the Union address? What do you think about some of the response? What do you think about the Democrat national response given by, and if you're here in Georgia, the failed gubernatorial Democrat candidate Stacey Abrams? But she gave the national Democrat response last night, and obviously you should have known. If you are up this morning and you're not, if you are a Trump supporter, okay? Let's see if we can put it into chronological order. If you support President Donald Trump and you really enjoyed the State of the Union address, and during the State of the Union address, you somewhat felt like you were normal again. You were living, you weren't living in bizarro world, that things were normal again in America, that actually somebody up there in Washington, D.C., amidst the cesspool, as we know as Congress, was actually talking common sense, logic, jobs, growth, America being great, safety for our children, how to stop our hospitals from continuing to collapse under the massive amounts that we have to pay for these services for illegals in this country, the burden on our schools. If you are out there and you felt just things were almost normal again, take that and go with it. Don't let anything happen to it. Take it right into 2020. You're not alone. America enjoyed that speech. America still believes that there's still people that believe there's something normal out there. And the guy that got up there last night delivered it for us. And we don't have in 2 hours enough time to unpack every awesome statement, every genuine statement the president made, and all of the people that were brought into the gallery and acknowledged last night, from World War II to Jewish Holocaust survivors, the little girl with cancer. We don't have enough time. But if you're going to get up this morning, and I'm going to go through some of it, okay? And you're going to already, if you're going to go into the day and you're going to be down because you see number 15, okay, that on some of the news cycles on CNN and MSNBC, number 15 there, they are showing a reference to your president of Richard Nixon. So if you're like me, you got to get, this is January 30th, 1974, MSNBC, which is 3 a.m., which is 6 a.m. The very first picture on Morning Joe is Richard Milhouse Nixon making a plea in that State of the Union that Watergate, 1 year was enough, it needed to be over, and Trump did the same thing last night. If that's going to bother you, stay away from the TV for a day or two. I know you want to keep up with it, but stay away, because last night, the President of the United States, now, I'm going to start with And I was trying to search for the clip that meant the most to me. How about this? Let's go to number 25 real quick. Folks, that's one that's one Tupperware party I don't want invited to. Woo! And the only guy in the mix there is Adam Schiff. He's over there, Adam Schiffless. So, but last night, CNN, and here's the thing: you're not going to be able to see with this morning. Yes, I had to get up and see what they were saying and listen and watch. I watched them last night for their late night response. Okay, and here is number 24. Just nothing but pure attacks. I mean, I am telling you, I never think there's a day that can be any nastier. I never think there's a day that they can come down any harder on the President of the United States. I don't think there's a day that they could be any more negative, but last night they went for the throat. I mean, the minute Stacey Abrams was done, it was game on, and they have not stopped all night long. This morning, they're tearing it up. Now, here is CNN at 4:08 this morning, Eastern Time, 4:08. So immediately they come out of the box, and we'll look at this in a minute with their reaction, because I don't want to talk about their reaction too long. I want to keep your reaction that somehow for an hour and a half last night, for 90 minutes, you felt almost like America was normal again. Great again, normal again, a guy you might vote for again, somebody that understood your neighborhood. And I don't want you to lose that. You need to take that right into 2020, okay? You got to take that. You can't let today, because this is what they're trying. So CNN said the reaction, Trump pays tribute to synagogue massacre survivor, lawmakers break into chorus of happy birthday, and it was very nice. But here is the reaction. Reaction to President Trump's speech from speech watchers, okay? Very positive, 59%, very positive. Right up to 60, 59%. Somewhat positive, 17%. Negative, 23%. Now look at that. Now, would you think that CNN would come out this morning to show that poll and have a 59% very positive rating of the Trump speech watchers? Absolutely not. Now, we go through polls every single day, and they never put an asterisk on the poll of anything about Democrats. CNN, every time, they put this up 3 times this morning. I watched them put this up 3 times from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. After 6, I don't know what Allison Camerata is doing over there, all right? So anyhow, but 3 times within 2 hours, they put this up, and all 3 times, they verbally put an asterisk next to it saying, but keep in mind, the majority of viewers were Republicans. Keep in mind, the majority of viewers were Republicans. With that right there. So we're going to go to the clip. Now, you're going to probably think we're going to have a difference of opinion, but the great thing about it is we're all going to agree on this show, I'm pretty sure, that the speech was awesome. So if I send you out there, that's why I asked you, 706-889-9700, what is your favorite line? What meant the most to you? What policy do you see coming out of it that you really enjoy? Infrastructure spending, whatever it may be. What did he hit home on? The president hit home on. And I'm going to tell you for 2020, I told you this Monday. I said it right here on this show Monday, all right? I watched all weekend long. I told you that there was nothing about the blackface in Virginia with Fairfax. What Northam said on that radio show The Democrats are still spinning, trying to figure out how to get out of that mess. So here is my favorite clip of the night from the President of the United States. Play it, Josh.
There could be no greater contrast to the beautiful image of a mother holding her infant child than the chilling displays our nation saw in recent days. Lawmakers in New York cheered with delight upon the passage of legislation that would allow a baby to be ripped from the mother's womb moments from birth. These are living, feeling, beautiful babies who will never get the chance to share their love and their dreams with the world. And then we had the case of the governor of Virginia, where he stated he would execute a baby after birth. To defend the dignity of every person, I am asking Congress to pass legislation to prohibit the late-term abortion of children who can feel pain in the mother's womb. Let us work together to build a culture that cherishes innocent life. And let us reaffirm a fundamental truth. All children, born and unborn, are made in the holy image of God.
Wait a minute, I'm typing something. Oh, hold on, I'm good. I'm good. Now, that is my piece of the night. Yes, I heard every single thing. I enjoyed him looking right at them and saying these undue, the 19 years, our kids gone to war. Okay, yes, I think it's time to bring our kids home. So Afghanistan, I think it's time to bring the kids home. Syria, I think it's time. I think so many things were correct here. From Syria, the warmongers, the warmongers sitting on the front row with all of their. I don't want to disrespect the military. You know, we love our veterans here on the show. We love and respect you, but we also have watched our kids come home and no legs, no arms, and like President Trump says, something happens up here. They go home to their parents. They're 25, 26, 28-year-old kids, 30-year-old adults, and they go home, and their parents want to know what happened, okay, to my kids. Anyhow, 19 years in Afghanistan. We understand that Iran is evil, okay? I trust the President of the United States. I don't know what you came away with last night, but right here, in an hour and a half, there's so many more A lines. I call their A lines. But this right here was my favorite last night for a multitude of reasons, okay? He has the nerve to stand amongst the cesspool, the evil, okay? The flat out evil. I mean, it's despicable how evil these people and heartless and cold and murderers. Now, let me just show you here, okay? Now, when they were number 25, Go to 25, okay? You see them all cheering? That same group? Those are all women. Except for, well, Adam Schiff. Those are all women. But you know what? Not a one of them stood. Not a one. The Democrats stayed in their seat. Not when we were discussing choice. When we're actually discussing murdering the baby. Stayed in their seat. My president of the United States, lawmakers cheered in delight in New York. And you watched that evil, no good grin, okay? Evil, no good grin on Satan himself, Chuck Schumer. Lawmakers cheered in delight in New York. The governor of Virginia, execute the baby after birth. Late-term abortion. He wants something, he wants law that late-term abortion, absolutely not. And born and unborn, made in the holy image of God. Let me tell you something out there. I don't know what you believe today. I don't know how you look at things. But we're going to use 10%. It may be lower than that. Not even 10% of the United States believes in surveys, in polling data, that it's okay to have a late-term abortion and murder the baby. Oh, no, no. You see, what's the word I'm looking for after the baby's born and they kill the baby? What's that term for that? I had it yesterday. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, right? All right. But anyhow, once the baby is born, if there's a survey done, if there's a survey done and the clip is played from Northam, the governor of Virginia, all right? If there's a clip played there from Northern Virginia, there, Northam, where he says, we keep the baby comfortable, I tell you, polling data is going to go down to 3, 4, 5%. I don't know, we'll give it 5%. That's going to be okay with that in America. Infanticides, right? It's going to go down to 5%. And I don't think it's as high as 10 that believe in late-term abortion. And the Democrats showed how evil. Now, my president of the United States stood in the well of a cesspool, an absolute cesspool, okay? And had the nerve to tell it like it is. Now, I told you Monday, I said here Monday, there's a lot on the State of the Union. But I want to stay in Virginia for just a minute, okay? Because I told you Monday, what? That this was the real problem. This is where the Democrats were trying to figure out how to get Northam out. We did the whole timeline, okay? Put number 3 up. This is the governor of Virginia. Okay, this is Northam. He's the governor of Virginia. And we put the whole entire timeline up of last week, getting to the point that a concerned citizen found blackface pictures of him and sent them to a conservative website which published them. And there's outrage from Democrats. Now, Democrats have a big problem right now. Big problem. And that's why the media is working so hard to defend them. Now, I don't want to say forget the State of the Union for a minute, but Democrats are in a mess, okay? And they're trying to figure out how to come out of it because they immediately bypassed the whole abortion issue last week with this governor. But they knew that's the problem. So they went to what they thought could win for them. and get rid of him and get him out of the way because his abortion comments, which are blowing up nationally, all right? You take Stacey Abrams on the national stage, as they call it, this guy's comments went on the national stage. So the Democrats immediately said, guess what we can do? We can come out big if we condemn him over blackface, racism. I mean, Charlottesville kind of stuff. We didn't accept that. We won't accept him. Let's run him out. So after this picture of shoe polish on his face 30 years ago, where people are not as outraged as you would think over it, they were supposed to send a long list out to tell him to leave. Now keep something in mind. Keep something in mind. In Virginia right now, and the Democrats' side of the aisle there is designated power. You do not come up through the ranks as power. Northam's not there if he was not designated the next seat in power. We're talking about the Northern Virginia that belonged to Terry McAuliffe. Look that up. Terry McAuliffe went there to be governor, okay? For no other reason to turn Virginia blue. There's a lot of work in turning Virginia blue. McCabe, all of the Washington, D.C. cesspool rushed down to Northern Virginia and live in those areas. So there's been a lot of work in the corruption of the deep state in Virginia that this guy is not accidentally just the best guy for the job according to the citizens in Virginia, the voters. He is the next person in line. That's the way Virginia works in the Democrat side. They've got bigger problems in Virginia and they don't know what to do with it. Now, the blackface, they were supposed to all just send him a message and he was supposed to leave. He didn't leave, okay? And guess what? Now you got number 12 here. You got Virginia Lieutenant Governor and Fairfax. Oh, Lord Fairfax there. So, it was all supposed to work out. This is what happens, all right? And this is where I guess I leave the ground a little. This is what happens when pure, total, evil, I mean godless people do the evil things they do. And then it comes back on them and they're in a mess. And that's what Virginia is right now. Because Virginia has Charlottesville mixed in it. And the media and the Democrats turn that around for evil gain. Okay? Virginia has Christine Blasey Ford, Kavanaugh in it. Right? They don't know what to do. Virginia has murder of children, abortion in it. Virginia's in a total mess because it touches on every single exposure of the evil Democrats that they are. Just pure, godless, evil, no good people. All right? And Virginia's opened that hole up this week. Love the State of the Union. I know we've got the 15th, and we're going to have, on the 15th, we're going to have another shutdown or state of emergency or something for the wall. I understand that's coming up. That's the sensationalized thing that's happening right now. Let them negotiate. I love the State of the Union and everything the president said last night. It was very positive, very hopeful, very constructive. I mean, I really hope we can come out of that with a lot of good things going forward. It touched on every single thing that you and I feel is normal in the world, but the state of Virginia and the Democrats are in a mess, and they don't know how to get out of this box. I'm going to take a break, and we'll be right back. We're going to stay with this just a minute, all right?